1940 here. Today we're taking a look at Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. This is Miltech's MH-60 Tango, and right now we're trying one of the missions that comes with the mission pack for the MH-60s. We're gonna go rescue a fishing vessel, the Northwestern, I believe, off the coast of Kodiak, Alaska. So that's where we're currently at. This is one of the sceneries that comes with the MH-60 pack. So we need to take off immediately. We've got 5 minutes to do so. And we'll get started here. Alright, let's get rid of this. I don't like that at all. And one thing I like to configure, not the nav, sorry, the comm. So if you don't like that bitching Betty thing, you can go ahead and turn that off, the GPWS. And ICS, you can change that on and off. That's just basically the crew talking to you. I hope in the future there's some more voices. Both of them I just don't like, but they're kind of useful if you want to hover over a target specifically. Let's go ahead and change that to plan. Oh, that's not coming up. What is happening? We should get a screen like that. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Okay, maybe we'll configure that in flight. Let's see if that gets better. Don't need the boost pumps on. Okay, everything looks good. Parking brakes off, tail wheels locked, we're clear to go. Let me add this in. I did see in the roadmap for this thing that we are going to get updated higher resolution crew members, so that'll be cool. Alright, head west to the latest known position, 48 nautical miles, 253 on the bearing. Alright, let's see if we can get our map. This is kind of annoying if we can't. Alright, well I guess we'll do the FLIR because we're going to go flying into the clouds here and we'll use this guy's map. Yeah, this is how it should work, and this is the first time I haven't had it been able to work here. That's interesting. So the helicopter doesn't have any sort of LNAV following type of thing. You gotta point the helicopter yourself and fly that way. It does have altitude hold. It's got 2 of them, so you can do the baro alt hold or the radar altimeter alt hold, and I think that goes up to like 2,000 feet or something like that. I don't like the radar alt hold because if you could imagine going over these things, our flight would be vertically pretty nuts because we'd climb over a mountain and it'd want to descend as we got into lower terrain, and once we got up to higher terrain it'd climb up some more. If you just pick a good altitude to fly at and then send the baro out, you're pretty much good to go. Alright, so if you don't want to see this, you can just close that out. It will go invisible, and then you just kind of have that click spot there you need to know about to bring it all back. So you got the briefing here that you can read. It tells you the duration and kind of the story about what's gone on in this mission. And then this is actually the tasking. If you click that again, you'll see where you need to go specifically. I haven't made any missions yet, but I did watch some tutorials on it, so I might spend some time and produce some. Okay, we're going to need to turn this way. So this is Sim Update 3 for 2024. For a long time I didn't want to play in 2024 because the streaming quality of some of the textures is just not great. And then I noticed in 2020, especially in Southern California, you have some high resolution textures, but flying over the same area in 24 just never seems to get to that same resolution. Although now I think 2020 has it's using the same textures as 24, and it's just not as good anymore. But anyways, Sim Update 3 has made the game run smoother for me. In fact, this is all, I think, all the max graphical settings you can put into like Ultra, and I think I'm getting like 60 frames. It's running pretty smooth. My display is only 60 Hertz, so I don't bother going over 60 frames per second. I don't really notice the difference. That's nice. The one downside with 24 that I don't like is I really enjoy seeing the real world traffic and the correct liveries and stuff, and I think Microsoft Flight Sim 24 was trying to do that in the base game. However, it's not perfect, and when you go to areas like, for me, I fly around San Diego a lot, so I'll pass by San Diego's International Airport, and you'll just get incorrect liveries, or you'll get obviously some airlines that wouldn't be there, and then the major pet peeve is the default factory livery. Sometimes the game is giving these aircraft as they go to pick up and do passenger service, so it just looks very silly, and I hate it. In 2020, I got around that by using that. I forgot the group that made it. It's the guys that made I think it's called Fly by Wire. The guys that made the A380 free community mod. Those guys have the FSLTL. Yeah, I think that's correct. That is a mod that's also in that installer that you can get, and that adds it's a traffic injector into the game. It doesn't work in 2024, and I really wish it did, because that would fix my issues with 24's traffic stuff that I don't like. Yeah, so oh well, it is what it is. Okay, let's take a look around the aircraft. So basically when I'm flying here, like I said, there's no like nav track following, so I just essentially, I think actually I can click this on and see the mission. Nope, I don't think so. Yeah. So yeah, if you have the map up, you can go ahead and see if that works. It's just not drawing for this. Is a strange bug. I haven't experienced this yet. But yeah, you can page out to zoom in and out, page down, page up, sorry, and then you see the flight plan. So those are the different legs. So what's been programmed in for the route for this mission is to go to that spot. So if you didn't use this thing here, that kind of shows you what heading you need to go and the range. You can just use the stuff in the aircraft to navigate. Oh, that's really cool. I can feel the that's pretty cool. I'm feeling the, geez, it's kind of turbulent coming over the mountains there. It pushed us up quite a bit. That's cool. This is one of the main things I really enjoy in Microsoft Flight Sim over DCS, and obviously DCS helicopters have a greater fidelity in modeling the rotor system and modeling the flight characteristics, but it just doesn't have this stuff. Like I can feel the thermals and stuff coming off the mountain and these mountain ranges, and I can feel the wind pushing up as well. It just doesn't have that stuff modeled in DCS. Unfortunately, it's all just a blanket state of weather across an entire region, which is just absolutely nuts. They have been saying they're working on the weather, but they've been saying that for probably a literal decade, and we just haven't. We've seen visual improvements to the weather. It looks really nice, and you can actually, the clouds and stuff are synced online. They used to not be, but they are, in terms of like the finer wind modeling and stuff. I think that would be extra cool for military helicopters in DCS to, because you're flying nap of the earth in a combat environment, you would feel the effects coming over the ridges and stuff, like over here. I can feel it's getting pushed up there. Oh yeah, we're not interested in flying nap of the earth in this helicopter because we have to make sure we're at altitude to climb over these mountains. The FLIR thing is really handy. I haven't modeled the camera controls for it yet, but you can, and you can like pan and tilt that thing around. I use this primarily for going through weather because we don't have a weather radar, so this will allow me to see into the clouds ahead of us, so I can see where the mountain tops are, if we're going to clear it or not. So it's a great device to use. Also for navigating, I think the best way to do this is say if you get high enough, so we'll climb a little more. Once we are clear of this, then we can, this terrain ahead, then I'll just put it on Barrow Alt Hold, and that'll hold us level, so you can kind of fly hands off as long as you're pointing the aircraft at the right spot to go to. That alleviates a lot of the workload you have to do. So let's see. Yeah, we got a little bit more to go before I think we can clear that. Might be able to now, actually. So it's just as simple as clicking that altitude or autopilot's on and then the barrel out. So it's going to hold your current one. And there you go. So now it's tilting the aircraft forward. And if you got full collective in like I do, there it goes. It's adjusting it. It's going to try to maintain that altitude that you want. And all that collective stuff and pitch can be balanced in trying to move you forward as fast as possible. So yeah, the aircraft's flying itself at the moment. Alright, so we're gonna take a break and I'll pick it up once we get to the helicopter, once we get to the fishing vessel. Okay, it looks like we've got the fishing vessel inside. At least there's a fishing vessel down there with some smoke, so that's probably our guy. I need to turn on, I could never remember where that switch is. Let me change the views here. We want to turn on our rescue hoist. There we go. So send that to cockpit and then nope. Okay, yeah, so once that's on, then I can, in this game, you can use your flaps control in the for this helicopter to lower the hoist. We already got the door open. It's really cool. You can just go back there and click it open, or you can use this door button down there. Alright. It looks like there's even a Coast Guard cutter out there. I don't know why we're having to do this, if that's the case. Alright, so I'm going to lower the collective here. Actually, I need to just turn off this autopilot. It's not going to do us any good. Oh, of course, got to click the master caution off. Alright, we're going to have a lot of speed coming down from a few thousand feet. Where's he at? There he is. Okay. This probably give us a good lineup. Yep, that looks good. So there is like a force trim thing that you can use. There's in 2024 there's actually a couple methods. There's the Miltech one, or you can use the native force trim feature that's in MSFS 24, sorry. And then if you don't like doing that at all, you can just use the other native way of doing it, which is just using your trim hat will trim the rotor disc. I kind of like to do that now. I was using the force trim, but sometimes it's a little wonky, both methods, so I stick with the cyclic trim. Okay, we're coming up in the slow speed here. Ground speed's about 50 knots. Altitude is 300 feet, so we want to get down to probably 50 feet or less on the radar altimeter for our hoist use. That's definitely a fishing vessel that is in distress. I kind of like this because a straight up like search and rescue mission, sometimes I don't find that too interesting because you're just flying patterns waiting to see something. Oftentimes if you do have rescues off the coast here, somebody's in cell signal or radio signal that coverage, they can get a Mayday off and they could send their Latin long to you, and depending on the currents, they're probably not going to get too far from that spot, so it's nice to just fly out to one of the points in the mission here and just be able to find this guy pretty easily. The weather's not too bad. We're kind of lucky that we're not in a rain band right now. This would be visually pretty hard if so. Okay, I'm just going to hand fly this. There's an auto hover feature, I just don't use it. I'll enter a hover here. Well, maybe we can try it out. Let's try it out. I think you gotta have the autopilot on, and then there's a hover button, crew hover. Nope. I don't know. I'll have to read up on it. Oops. You're able to just enter a hover with it, and then you can use those dials to laterally move you or move you forward and aft, that kind of thing. And then you press the depart button and it'll fly out, build speed for you, and then turn it over to you for flying. Yeah, that's okay. We've got some good visual reference here with the ship. The smoke is blowing in my face, however. Kind of see. Yeah, it's obviously it's easier on the other side because the smoke's blowing away from you, but it's a little bit trickier because you're like a big barn door to the wind. Right now I'm trying to weather vane into it, but the danger is here. We've got this mast, so it's a little difficult. That's pretty cool. There's a crew member on the bridge wing there. And there's a lot of crap everywhere. I can see how this is quite difficult and dangerous if you're a hoist operator, and why they normally just drop the swimmer in the water. In some cases, maybe not in this frigid water, but they usually send the swimmer out to the victim if the hoist is too dangerous like this. Alright, so let's try and stop our speed. Going aft a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I'm just getting blown around. My gosh. See the waves and stuff just starting to pick up. I don't know if the winds are shifting or what. Jeez. Alright, let's see if we're at like 50 feet right now. Cable out.
Hoist coming down.
Oh. I think if I was to go into the external view, we would see the basket go out, but I need to focus right now. This is pretty intense. Alright, cable up, command. Alright, we'll pull away from this guy.
Survivor attached. Raising hoist.
Oh, cool. Alright, maybe I can see that now that we're away. Oh, no, the basket's back on deck. Oh, okay. Alright, and I think if we looked at the little mission tag thing here, it's probably going to tell us to... Okay, yeah, so we've got the guy on deck. We will take him to Larsen Bay, land on the apron, paramedics are on standby. So 16211 nautical miles, okay. Oh, that's probably that on the map there, you see the PALB, yeah, that's Larsen Bay. So the navigation system here it's not like the FMS stuff you see on airliners or anything where you can just type in points, nav points to get into it. I think that they're trying to do, or they're looking into like a Navigraph or SimBrief integration with their nav system, and if they do that, that'll be really nice. But at the moment, you can't import anything like that in. Alright, so we'll just fly direct to Larsen Bay. There's apparently going to be an ambulance waiting to pick up this guy. So if we want to close the door, we can go back there and click it, but also you can do it here too as well. Oh, you know what? That goes out of sync. Interesting. Okay. Because if you wanted to do it manually, which is what I did earlier, you click that and you open and close it, but it looks like when you do that... Oh, I don't know why... I'm confused. It is correctly showing us closed now. It did show it closed, but when we were looking in the external view, when we did our hoist, the door was open, and I had opened it from the seat back there on the fly-in. One of the cool things about Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 is it actually takes in AIS data from fishing boats and other world vessels worldwide, and it's super neat because if there are fishing boats there or oilers or container ships there in a spot, you'll definitely see them in the game if they're just broadcasting or not. It's not generic, so that's really cool. I really do like that. Alright, I think Larsen Bay is going to be, if we bring up the map, yeah, it's going to be right around this waterway over here. It'll be around the corner. Well, this is pretty good. We actually took away, we got lucky with the cloud coverage and stuff. I looked at this in real world weather, and the mission's cool because you can, as a designer of one, you can set the weather properties as you want. So they made it kind of slightly stormy in some areas, but not too crazy. If you were to make your own mission, you could make it completely into like thunderstorms and stuff like that, which would be pretty gnarly to fly in. If you were to use real weather right now, it's kind of tame. It's like it's a really nice summer day in Alaska at the moment. So I just spawned into Kodiak before launching the mission. You kind of have to go to some airport somewhere, open the mission hub thing, and then select the mission that you want, and then it'll teleport you magically to that start location. Alright, it's kind of, wow, that's kind of nice. Some people got some homes right on the water side there. Good for them. I'm jealous. Let's go take a look on the outside here. This thing is just gorgeous, man. I cannot get over the, I love the weathering and the smudges and stuff there. You can see how they get really dirty around access panels and things like that. Kind of where people would climb over things. It feels like it's an aircraft that's worked on by human beings and not just some super clean and neat thing that's fresh off the factory. Okay, so I think Larsen Bay's airport is somewhere over here. Yeah, that might be a runway, so we'll take a look. I wonder if it's raining. Let's go in the cockpit. It is raining a little bit. Ooh, that's cool. So we can turn our wipers on. Where are they at? Let's go wipers on. We'll have to focus here, slow down. Oh, so cool. You can see the puddles forming on the runway too. So I think that the briefing thing said that we just need to land on the apron, right? Yeah, land on the apron. Paramedics are standing by. Oh, is that an ambulance over there? I thought I saw like a van driving around. Oh, we need to be careful. This is really difficult. Where's that ambulance at? Oh, that's just like a generic work vehicle. Okay, the wind is coming from the left to right, so we'll slow down. Maybe that is an ambulance. We'll get closer. We'll see.
Steady.
Yeah, the accents for the voices, it's not what I would imagine hearing from an American Coast Guard SAR swimmer. Guy sounds like he's French. Nothing wrong with that. It's just not what you'd probably hear up in Alaska. Yeah, that looks like some work vehicle. I don't think that's an ambulance of any sort. But we'll go ahead and touch down. Oh, okay. It wants us to go over there, I guess, so we'll navigate between here. Well, this is kind of close. This poor guy's having to stand out in the rain. There we go. Cool. And we'll turn on our brake. Okay, we gotta wait 3 minutes for the paramedics to disembark these people. Let's crack the door open. Oh, cool. The rain just kind of stopped. That's neat. So we can send that back to... There we go. Okay, well, I guess I'll pick this up when we're heading back out. It was a mission success. Actually, we can stop the video right here. I think what it's going to make me do is go back to Kodiak, and I don't think you guys want to see that. The fun part's over with. So that'll be it for me. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. If you want to see more of the missions, there's quite a few. There's some rescue ones. There's some like narco sub ones. There's ones to go find Jaws, I think, off the east coast of the United States. There's a vert rep one. Yeah, if you guys want to see that, oh, this is what I like. I think this is my add-on that I've got. That adds birds to like the different states, so regions in the United States, and yeah, you can see them high-flying eagles. Sometimes there's like a flock of geese or a bunch of seagulls if you're off the coast of like San Diego. Anyways, yeah. If you guys want to see more missions, let me know. I really am liking this. I don't know if I will make a mission. I kind of hesitant to waste time to learn it if it's just going to be a simple fly-to thing and pick up stuff and fly back. So yeah, I don't think it's worth the effort when there's a bunch of missions in the pack already. So yeah, if you want to see more of that, let me know. And then also, if you have any specific questions about this helicopter, you want me to show you something. I don't know the systems really well, obviously, so I can even do the auto hover, but if you have questions, if you want to buy it, and you're wondering if it's got X feature or not, just let me know, and I'll let you know in the comments. So yeah, if you have any other questions or comments, leave them down below, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!